one thing stronger than all the armies in the world put together, and that is an idea whose time has come. Idea perhaps is the most dangerous and most powerful of all the weapons. Hello and a very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching the special presentation of Sansad TV on the journey of startups. India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, and if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or even otherwise, this is your destination. As we script the novel success stories of startups, analyze the roadblocks and give wings to your dreams of becoming a job giver and not being a job seeker. So today, let's hear the story of healthcare and sanitation startup Celligo and its founder, Dr. Sabhapati. Menstrual hygiene sector is the second largest sector using single-use plastics. Celligo Natural Fibres, green technology-based company, is paving the way to produce super-absorbent biodegradable sheets named as Celligo Bio-Inserts. Celligo Bio-Insert is India's first biodegradable super-absorbent sheets specially developed to reduce single-use plastics used in absorbent core region of sanitary pads. Celligo Bio-Inserts has the potential to minimize the single-use plastic waste by 60% coming from sanitary pads. The biodegradable super-absorbent polymer extracted from natural bioresources is formulated and processed into super-absorbent sheets using Celligo green technology.
Our product is a current innovation which uses green infusion process and Celligo Biosap with self-adhesive property to develop the super-absorbent cloth. The process is very different from the conventional physical mixing process of wood pulp powder and sap powder. Thus, the cellulose non-woven sheets are reinforced with the cotton gauge and are infused with Celligo Biosap to develop the sandwich structure, which will definitely provide superior water retention with weight strength, which is not available in physical mixing process. Because of such unique combination of weight strength and water holding properties, the developed fabric structure can be used directly as super absorbent cloth with any pad fixture. This is the advantage. In this way, the current innovation provides biodegradable solution to single-use plastic used for this purpose, for this particular product in the sanitary pad production. I think this will make a huge dent for the society and for the environmental.
The biodegradability and excellent fluid retention of Celligo Bio-Insert are validated using international test standards. In this way, Celligo Bio-Insert is a comprehensive solution to disposable and reusable pads. Dr. Sabhapati, welcome to Sansad TV and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to this video.
Well, pleasure having you. So while we were talking off camera, you told me, first of all, B.Tech from Chennai, M.Tech from IIT Delhi, PhD from IIT Delhi. Now, after such degrees, the world is a forum of opportunities for you. You could have gone in for any cushy job. Why did you think of entering into the startup ecosystem?
So after a long research experience, actually we worked long time on the bioplastics, so which is the real need for the future and the current society. So during my postdoc, so we have developed a new technology, so which can extract this nature fibers, biomaterials from various resources by using a new technology. So free from solvent, free from alkali and all other things. So during that time when we are filing the patent, so that time my professor told me, so why instead of giving a patent to some other company, why we ourselves we can execute this as our own company. So this was the initial seed came from my professor. So later there were a lot of discussion happened, and after 6 months time, so I agreed to start our own company. So in this way, the story of the company formation happened. So once we enter into this company, so we want to do something to the reduction of single-use plastics going to environment. So even though we are very expertise in extracting many nanoparticles, fibers and many things, but when we come to a company, it has to be the end products should be very easy to reach most people. So we selected this menstrual sector. So when we come into this sector, we are from different fraternity. But when we come into this sector, we know this 90% of plastics are single-use plastics, and we are dependent. We are importing from other countries. So this is, and also we work with many pad manufacturers. Sometimes they may have a very good knowledge. Most of the time, it's a non-technical sector. So we work with them closely, and how they produce and how they import materials. So we understand in all stages and how this single-use plastics is coming into production and packaging, and we understand how much single-use plastic is going into this pack. So this many people, there are three kind of pads available in market. Generally, it's commonly. It's maybe reusable pads, and another is the thick pad, another is the thin pad. We may call it as the ultra thin pads. So when the people are, and also with increasing urbanization, people are moving from reusable pad and thick pad and thin pad. So when the movement is happening, when the shifting is happening, we can see there are a lot of single-use plastic is going into this pad production. Right. So that is the very challenge for us, being a polymer engineering, being a long research experience in the bioplastic and all other things. We want support this pad converters, pad making companies with our material technology, with the material, with our own materials. So the first challenge come in before us. There is two way of approach to handle this. One is we have to minimize the single-use plastics.
That's right.
That is, the other way is we can replace some part of single-use plastic with biodegradable alternatives. Right. So for example, I just explain the problem, what is happening actually. This is the typical pad. Generally, most of the time people use. So you can see this top seat, the single-use plastics, generally they use in the top seats and bottom seat, and maybe in the internal absorbent core. We will call this as a synthetic super-absorbent polymer, and some two kind of adhesives like fixing adhesives, position adhesives, a lot of single-use plastic. Generally, people may not aware of this much.
Yes.
They just talk about wood pulp, replacement of wood pulp, but single-use plastic is a very big problem. That is the untouched area. We want to provide our solution as a raw material developer.
So what is your solution?
So, so there is two way of thing. So first we develop a material as a replacement of synthetic sap. So this will be like a powder. We cannot provide this powder to a conventional pad converter because it cannot feasible into the machine. So generally what we understand is, even though we develop the material, it has to be in a very feasible form.
Yes.
So then we develop a process. It's like we call this Celligo green infusion process. We convert these powders into a super absorbent seeds. So now these seeds can go into the current conventional setup. This is very important because the person who is producing a conventional pad, if tomorrow he want to produce biodegradable pad, without changing his setup, he has to do.
So what is that seed made up of?
Yes, this is it is based on the biomaterial extraction. It's like, so we are not able to disclose it right now because it is in the process of patent. Okay. And we know very well it is very important to disclose because now the customers are so much knowledgeable. They want to know what is the material and all other things. Maybe after a month we will be disclosed this, and definitely it's going to be a harmless, and it is going to be a natural product for this.
Absolutely, Dr. Sabhapati, and I do hope that this innovation of yours is recognized across the globe. But talking about our country, menstruation has been a taboo.
Yes.
And as a woman, I want to applaud my Prime Minister when he talks about menstruation and sanitary napkin from the ramparts of Red Fort, giving a message to the country that it is not a taboo, it's a biological process. Now, periods, normally we don't talk about it in our households. So, when you thought of entering into this particular stream, did your family support you? What did your mother say? What did your wife say? What did your sister say?
I start my first prototype development from the reusable pads, because we know this reusable pads generally they supplies to school going children, maybe remote area. It's very cost effective. So this is when I start working on this, I understand what are the difficulties in this reusable pads. From you ask about my family, my mother, my wife, my sister, they are very much support for this. They may be the first testing people actually.
Of course.
So and they are very critic, and everything has to pass to them, and they are very critic. So they give a very good feedbacks. It's taken more than 1 year to develop this designs and all other features. So it's not only our family, even the pad converters, the NGOs who work with us. So they support us, because we alone we cannot reach the end people. There are a lot of people to support. Even the supporting start from my family, but there are many other people from externally also they supported me. Like there are many other companies like NGOs. They share the real challenge. So not only from my family people, they are also like a big family for us. So we understand what is their problem. Suppose for example, we are talking to a reusable pad company. It's a very international big company. I'm talking to the CEO of the company. So the challenge is the reusable pads are very sustainable. They don't contain any single-use plastic, because plastic, when it is reusable, when it is recyclable, it's always boon for the society. When it is coming to the single-use, then there is a concern, and there is need of monitoring, and there are many other things. So the reusable pads, we know it's sustainable and all other things. But the issue is, if you increase the absorption of the material, it's also increase the drying time of the material.
That's right.
This both are extreme end. So we cannot, it's a contracting factors actually. So how we can increase the absorbency, and also we can reduce the drying time. And it's very difficult challenge when I talk to them. I told it's scientifically how we can face this. Then we worked on this 1 year, more than 1 year, on so many prototypes we developed, and then we come to the proper solution for this. So it's something like there is a, suppose if you are going to a market and you are buying a carry bag, the government can ban that carry bag easily, because the alternative is available.
Yes.
You can use next day, you can use your cloth bag.
Right.
But here it's not like that.
True.
We know, the government also know, there are so many single-use plastics. Even my professor went to many ministry level meeting. So why this single-use plastic is not coming into this, in this segment, single-use plastic ban? Because government know, if they ban the single-use plastic, the alternatives are very much expensive, and the end product will be more than expensive.
Exactly,
So
that was my point.
They have to manage.
Yes.
So they have to manage. So this was it's not like, we actually, the alternatives are not available in India. We know 90% of the materials we are importing from India. So, China and other countries.
Right.
So we should develop our own material technology and process technology to support this cottage setup or manufacturing setup. India has a very good manufacturing setup. We know that very well. But the lacking is in the raw materials technology. So that we want to fulfill it.
Very important point that you made here. Of course, when in India, 336 million women are menstruating, only 36% of women use biodegradable sanitary pads. And as you said, the cost part of it, because if the ultimate cost comes out to be around 10 rupees, I'm sorry, it's very expensive for a price sensitive market like India. And we are talking about expanding it to rural India.
Yes. So let me explain about this.
Yeah.
See, we understand, we know that the need of biodegradable pads, the people who we need of biodegradable pads, it's maybe one of, otherwise I can put in another way.
Yeah.
The people who is in need of pad is almost 10 times higher than the people who is in need of biodegradable pads. We know the Indian market, we know how customers and all other things. But what is the challenge in biodegradable and how we worked on that to bring down the product, the cost, that we want to explain. See, when you depend on other PLA materials, like PLA, you can use top layer, bottom layer. There's many alternatives available. But what happened? The material cost is increasing, and we need additional processing cost and other processing cost. So it's not the problem of the pad converter. It's basically the material cost. Because of the material cost and other processing costs, they cannot bring the cost below 10 rupees or 5 rupees, just like conventional pad. And also these machines, we need a particularly specialized machines to do this work.
Right.
So it's not the we cannot blame a pad converter why you are not bringing this. The problem exists somewhere else. So what we understand is, we have to reduce the dependency of bioplastic which is coming from other countries, and also we have to develop our own material. Suppose for example, what we develop is, see, so this is our product. This is the super absorbent cloth. So we provide in the form of very big rolls, and this is a very small part of that roll I am showing it. So this is made up of this Celligo Bio-Sap. It's like a cloth, but it is infused with cotton fabric and also with the Celligo Bio-Sap, which makes this system super absorbent. It's almost 7 times higher than wood pulp, and it is 3 times higher than the cotton pulp in terms of water retention. So what we done is, so this is the, generally it's a cloth, super absorbent cloth or insert, we can call it a bio-insert. So this is the product. This can be like a sanitary pad fixer. We can say is a fixer or jacket. These things are already available in the market. So this can be done by any cottage industry, any woman empowerment group. So when if it go inside this like this,
Yes.
it will forms the pad. The concept is the wing part. It's a reusable part, and the cloth is the disposable, like a disposable thing. So in this way, we can minimize the plastics going into the single-use plastic usage in the pad. At the same time, it's made up of biodegradable plastics. So it's made up of, this cloth is made up of biodegradable plastics, so it won't harm the environment.
Right.
The other part is the consumable things also we have to see. After once a pad is used, how it is going to go into the society. So
Right.
this is this self-sorting process. The end user can sort it, can remove this,
And reuse it, of course.
and this part can be reusable, and this pad can be disposable.
Can be discarded.
Discarded.
Yeah. But Sabapati ji, tell me, what are the challenges that you faced? Of course, one would be about capital.
Yes.
You are on the way of getting it patented, that we understand. Seed capital and the further rounds of funding. What are the plans?
Right now, the project is supported by IIT Delhi. We got the seed fund for 50 lakhs, and with that we developed the prototypes. We completed the validation. Now recently, just we developed our small scale production unit. So we have a very small working with production capacity. So we are planning soon. We are planning for increasing the scale further actually. So maybe with the 150 centimeters working width, we can increase the production. With that, we can reduce the cost very significantly. In that point, I am so much confident the cost of these products can come close or equal to the conventional pad manufacturing cost.
Fantastic. If that happens, I'm sure it's going to bring about a revolution
Yes.
in the country. But finally, before we end this conversation, what are the plans to take it on a huge commercial level?
See, we are talking with some companies, even NGOs, even with DRDO and many other companies. So we are waiting for the orders. So once we get the orders, then the valuation and all other things. So maybe in the next year, at the end of the next year, we are planning to reach more than 50 lakhs peoples in per month. Actually, that was our plans, and we know it's not enough, but still we have to go by step. Actually,
But Mr. Sabapati, how did Swachhta happen? Because I know you're one of the winners of Swachhta Challenge. How did that happen?
so the application received from many companies. Actually, we are selected under the is a single use plastics, is the reduction of single use plastic category. So there are almost 30 people selected. We are among the 30 people, and this happened like this.
All right, Mr. Sabapati, I'm genuinely happy as a woman that you're shedding the stereotypes related to menstruation in India and sanitary napkins. And I genuinely hope and pray that all your efforts and endeavors are paid off. But thank you so much for talking to us and speaking to us on this very important issue.
Thank you, Kriti, for giving this opportunity to share my ideas and what are the stage of our developments to the audience, to the people. So I hope this government is already supporting us. I hope we will get more supports from the industries to take up this the technology to the next level.
I'm sure the industries are hearing, but all the very best.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, that's all I could pack for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV.